Welcome to Eclectic Selections, the human music recommendation service. My name is Liam Flanagan and I'll be your musical guide recommending you the best in music, wherever and whenever it came from. You're currently watching our Eclectic Extra series where once a month I'm going to be discussing a music recommendation that's a bonus for all of our followers across the internet. So now it's time to go over to either my past or my future self and see what recommendation I have for us. Welcome to today's Eclectic Extra. And the record we'll be discussing today, it was a very rare Turkish psychedelic rock record from 1973. I'm going to start by looking at the artwork, because this album has some rather misleading artwork. So if you saw this, I don't think at first sight you're thinking about Turkish psychedelic rock. You might be thinking, is that a children's record? You might be thinking, is that a wacky soundtrack from the 60s, from the 70s? But it's not. It's a Turkish psychedelic rock / psychedelic funk record. And the reason it was so rare was, for so long, for decades, in fact, was because there was an oil shortage in Turkey and they melted down all the albums. The singles, they kept. The 7 inches were fine. If you had 7 inches, your music was in circulation in Turkey. They didn't release any singles from that album. So Mustafa Ozkent's music was mostly just gone. I think there were singles from his other album. That album just disappeared until 2006 when it got reissued. And of course, because it was so rare for so long, it became a holy grail of Turkish psychedelic rock. And not only that, but it also was something that was sought after by record collectors and hip-hop producers digging for breakbeats. There are all sorts of breakbeats and funky sounds on the record. I'd go as far as to say that hip-hop history could have been very different if the record hadn't been available for so long. It could have been Bongo Rock by Michael Viner's Incredible Bongo Band. It was another very rare record. There were so many classic breaks on that album that have gone on to be sampled time and time again. So now to the music itself. There are, as with many Turkish psychedelic rock records and psychedelic funk records, there are elements of traditional Turkish music woven in, but it's very subtly done on this one. A very strong funk influence, a very strong psychedelic influence. You can really hear that in the rhythm section. Another interesting little fact about Mustafa Ozkent is that he was a carpenter and he knew a lot about electronics. So he's an expert in these two fields that he ended up using to his advantage when making his music. So he invented his own version of the guitar. He added extra frets to it, so it became more like a Turkish saz. Now, a saz is not unlike a sitar. It has these extra frets so that you can play quarter tones, so you can play those Middle Eastern, Asian, Arabic tones on your guitar. So he could do all that classic Hendrix, fuzz, wah stuff, but then he also could bring those Eastern sensibilities to it, like a lot of his contemporaries, but he had that Pacific instrument that made him stand out. The album was recorded in single takes with minimal overdubs, and it led to a really raw live sound, and that was recorded at the legendary Gafsan Studios in Istanbul. During recording, Mustafa Ozkent experimented with microphone techniques in order to enhance both the psychedelic sound of the music, but also to make sure that those drum breaks really sounded rock solid. And that's made them as something that people have sampled over and over again in the last 16 years. So this is an album that has given so much joy to music lovers, and I hope that this video continues to help others to discover it, to enjoy it, and to share it again. so yet more people couldn't enjoy it. It's a fantastic, funky exploration of psychedelic rock that was lost to us for so long. Let's be thankful that it was found again for us all to appreciate and enjoy. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to support Eclectic Selections and join our community, there are various ways that you can do that. Number one, you can like, comment and subscribe right here on YouTube. This helps our video get noticed by the YouTube algorithm, and it helps other music lovers like you find great music. You can too follow us over on Twitter. Here you'll get the latest news and you'll get extra recommendations. You'll be able to keep up to date with everything Eclectic Selections. You can join our Ko-fi, which is just like Patreon, so you can support us and you'll get access to extra content like private playlists with loads of recommendations, extra video recommendations from our guests, all that good stuff, and there's more coming in the future. Join our Discord community where you can chat with other music lovers and myself about music and other subjects too. All the links for all of that down in the description in our link tree. Thanks again for watching, and until next Thursday, keep it eclectic.